professional, you want to become hireable, and you want to do project management in construction, in energy trade, this becomes you become a PMI, so we would say your name, last name, comma, PMI, which is a professional project manager. So it's recognized, and you put on your resume that you're part of that organization. You pay for it. It's cheaper as a student than it is as a, like for me, now maybe my .edu. So if you register with your .edu, you can get a deal on it. I can't remember how much it is, but a good student of mine last semester, he really took to project management, and at the last class he showed me, he's like, hey, I'm in the PMI now, I'm taking the classes. It's not as easy as signing up. You have to do hours, you have to apprentice, but you can become a member of it and to get to that designation. And I'm telling you, it's a hireable skill. I'm gonna read you guys some statistics next class about companies that employ project managers, and they're like 85% more likely to succeed than companies that don't, because the project manager is task-oriented, outcome-oriented. They want to get stuff done. And they said they're so much more effective that a couple countries, Austria and another one, I can't remember, said they'd rather hire PMIs than MBAs. So, yeah, so to me it's interesting. Approximately 500,000 members in 200 countries. They do meetings. I don't know, I think it might be at the University of Houston here. They do meetings, and there's 270 plus chapters. They have online collaboration. They help you find a job. They help you become trainable. They have a code of ethics if you're in the PMI. So they're gonna say something like, you never take a bribe, you never give a bribe, you do everything ethically, you don't lie to your customer, all the regular professional ethics code of conduct. So it does become a certification. If you're interested, PMI.org. Probably the only question that I'll ask about this is, what is the PMI, right? It's something that's talked about in the textbook. We put a slide on it. It's important. The authors think it's important. The school thinks it's important. But again, like I said, my student came from a construction kind of background, and he wanted to get into project management and the construction side of things. And he said, well, I'm working on my degree, I want to do this. And he's going through it. I wrote a recommendation letter as well. So you can go to PMI.org, or you can read more at Cengage Brain. Cengage is the publisher. Cengage is the publisher of your text. They publish a whole bunch about the PMI as well. So I've got one more slide, and then we're done. It's going to be about 8 o'clock when we finish. Critical success factors. So things we talked about: planning and communicating. They're critical to project management. They prevent problems from occurring or minimize the impact on the achievement of a project objective when they do occur. So planning and communicating, I'm going to talk about communication a lot. It's very, very important. Taking time to develop a well thought out plan. Don't jump into it, actually put some thought into it. Before the project is critical to a successful accomplishment. A project must have a clear objective. What is our outcome? What do we want to achieve? What does the customer want to achieve from us? And I would make that in terms of end product or deliverable, schedule, budget, and make sure that's agreed upon by the customer, not by your own organization, by the people you're doing the work for. Involve the sponsor or the customer as a partner. So it's important, don't just talk amongst yourselves, say, maybe there's a supply chain issue. Don't wait to tell them till the project's over and say, oh yeah, we couldn't get that part, so we did this. Real time, communication. Hit it while you're in the middle of the issue. Hey, we can't get this, there's supply chain issues. We can pivot, we can punt, right? Football analogy, we can punt, so here's what we can offer. Communication, measuring actual progress and comparing it to the planned progress on a timely and regular basis. So we have a timeline. Are we on the timeline? Are we off the timeline? It's important to have that communication, ensure that we're sharing that internally, externally. It's great if you're early. It sucks if you're late. If you're late and you don't communicate, that sucks even worse. Nobody likes that. I always say within my organization, within my children, my friends, shoot straight. Shoot straight with me. I'm going to tell you guys the same thing. You didn't get your homework done. Don't give me excuses. Shoot straight. I have employees that go, well, I had to take a day off because my dog was really sick and he has cancer, but then he's also blind, and then my kid ran through a glass door, but then also fell in the pool. Like this crazy stories, right? The truth is you needed a mental health day. Guess what? I do too sometimes. Shoot straight with me. So same thing with your clients. Be honest. Don't be brutally honest to the point where you know, hey, the football game was on last weekend and I really like the Texans, and I got drunk with my friends and I didn't get done, your estimate didn't get done because we were too busy. That's not what I'm talking about. If there's problems, complications, issues with permitting, don't wait till it's almost over to have an issue, you know, resolved. Make sure that you hit it early. Make sure to be honest and upfront about it, communication. So that ongoing communication is critical. And then after the conclusion of project performance. So it should be evaluated, learn what you can, take that feedback and take it to the sponsor internally and externally. Again, what are we documenting from this? What are our takeaways? What are our ahas? Recognize your people. Learning and understand the culture, customs of other project participants, demonstrate respect, help build trust, aid in developing effective team. This is great in the global project, right? So I'm gonna read that again. Customs, culture, don't go in to do something, you know, if there's a certain culture, I would say take the time to learn a little bit about it. Wikipedia for 15 minutes, learn something about the culture. I think that's important. If you went out, if you took a group out for lunch, is an example, and maybe they don't eat pork or they're vegetarian, certain cultures are. And well, we're gonna go out to this really great barbecue rib place. They've got the best short ribs in town. They came in from United Arab Emirates and said, what the heck are you doing? I don't eat pork. So we have to be attuned to that. Maybe there's
Indian culture, they don't like beef actually.
Yeah, so they don't like beef in India. One of my best friends was a Sikh growing up, and so we knew when he was coming to my house for dinner, my mother didn't want to disrespect him. He says, we don't cook beef. So we'll either do a vegetarian meal or we figure something else. It's a great example. So take a few minutes to understand your culture. And my friends, that's it. I'm gonna open